There's a large consumer, I think it was 13% of consumers in the UK actually trust what advertisers are saying. What that means is that we have a bunch of people out there, the majority of consumers, doubting what brands are telling them about who they are and what they offer. What Experiential does, it provides the opportunity for the doubting Thomas to poke holes in what you're saying. If you get that right and you create an amazing creative experience around that, you then can create an ambassador who is then happy to talk about your brands in social media to friends, and then obviously that sort of ties into word of mouth and the power of referral. The criticism, common criticism of Experiential is the cost of Experiential. So you can only get out to a certain number of people. With digital media, it allows for that amplification opportunity. So the role of video essentially is, it means that if you can, I mean, there was the Claude Van Damme video, which was in itself an activation where he went on the Volvo trucks and did the splits. That became a viral piece, as did the Lexus piece that we presented in there. What it means is that no longer do brands have to take activations to hundreds of thousands of people to justify reach. They could take it down to as few as 2 or even 1 person, film it correctly, conceptualize it correctly, seed it correctly, and you're going to get reach that is beyond TV, not only in terms of numbers, but in terms of the actual the message resonating with those that view it. Currently, videos are being seen by 4 billion people on YouTube every single day. Also, there are 4 billion views. A lot of people are YouTube junkies. Facebook is getting 1 billion views. Interestingly, in the Facebook stat, the majority of those viewers are actually viewing it on mobile devices. So mobile, as the smartphone gets smarter and smarter, will play a far larger part in activations. Even in the sense that saying, well, do I create a 2-minute video where consumer is conscious of data and cost, or do I create a 30-second activation video which is less prohibitive? Shopper marketing is a growing trend. The idea of saying how consumers are obviously close to point of purchase, but there's not great experiences being given to them if you think about supermarkets. So the challenge is experiential agencies are being tasked with bringing to life that shopper experience. Now, as you saw with Coke and Hellmann's, it's not cost effective to do one large-scale activation in one store. They hacked software in Hellmann's that was in both actually Hellmann's and Coke. They hacked software in national chains. So that was really a software development that then got uploaded, obviously paid for, but you've created a unique experience for every individual consumer that's there at that point of purchase. And as we know from the research, I don't have the stats with me, there is a large amount of decision making is made at point of purchase, particularly for FMCG goods. With cause marketing, I'm all for being humble and not doing something for the sake of it, to say, oh, well, I washed 1 million dishes and then I told you that I did that. I think that where there is brands are required to tap into what's relevant to their consumer base. And what's relevant in today's world is consumers want to do good. They want to be part of experiences that do good. Brands are obligated in that sense to create content and opportunities for consumers to do good. And I think that's the difference between the two. To ignore the consumer need, when the average consumer, unless they're part of a church group or a charity, they often don't know where to go. There's actually a responsibility on the brand to provide a platform using their funding and their networks and their creative agencies to provide opportunities and platforms for consumers to do good.